Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to Coping with Life. I'm your host, Scott. Happy Saturday, everybody. This is a glorious episode. This is episode 52. 1 year. 1 year. Happy birthday, Coping with Life. Disabled and mentally ill. Now, very, very happy, blessed. And I will talk about a lot of things in this episode. And, for me, this is a big milestone. And, putting myself out there. And it's been a rough year. But you know what? I'm very grateful, very blessed. So let's talk about it. A year ago, I was in a tough place and I wanted to help people. I try and spread a positive message. And, I also wanted to help myself. Battling things and, find something to do. And, I just, took a step in the dark and I went, let's do it. And, I don't know what I'm doing. I have no clue what I'm doing and no direction. A year later, I still don't know what I'm doing and I have no direction. But I want to help people. I want to help myself. I want to spread the positive awareness of, people, who may not be doing well mentally or physically, or people who may need help or just, somebody to listen to. And I appreciate everybody who have joined this little community, and I hear about you. I really do. And that makes this endeavor all the best. And I'm not good with self-promoting. I'm not good with a lot of things. And, it's not been easy. And, but this is something that's been helping me. And so let's talk about the things that have been a few problems. So, being somebody disabled and has mental health issues, my attention span is squirrel. My attention span is not there. For a few days I'll be really into something and then it fades away. So when I started this episode, when I started this series, when I wanted to do a podcast, and, I've done a few things, but I never kept with it. And so I'm like, I need to do 5 episodes. 5 episodes turn into 10. And I'm like, you know what? I'm enjoying it. So let's go to 20. I am now sitting here and 52 episodes later, I would have never, imagined me sticking with something for a year. That's that's a lot, and I've been through a lot this past year. And I'm, you know, and there's a lot of people in my circle who's like, well, you've made nothing. You have made $0 and 0 cents. Why are you doing something that's, not making any money? And I'm like, oh, I get to talk about my life, the good days, the bad days, the I don't know, my head is empty. I don't know. Very therapeutic. And not only that, I've kept, except one day, to my recollection, except, the birthday episode, every day has been, on Saturday, roughly, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. That's been very consistent. And to me, that's a lot. That gives me something to wake up in the morning and, I'm for somebody who doesn't do a lot of stuff, finding, a small hobby that, forcing myself out of bed to, oh, I gotta do this. And I don't say like, oh, I gotta do this. It's like, oh, well, I want to do this. I like doing this. And, it's not easy to do things. And I understand where people in my circle goes where, I'm not, financially getting anything, and I'm using a lot to do this. But for me, the way that I think, yeah, that would be nice. But, at the same time, I get to help people, and, people get to hear my stories and my opinions, and I appreciate everybody. I'm glad that you're on this journey, and wherever you are in the world, and obviously there's some episodes that do a lot better than some, and talking about video games or wrestling or mental health, and or just my daily rambles. And for somebody who has a hard time paying attention or focusing on stuff, that's a big deal for me. Of, hey, I just did this for a year. The as transparent as I can be, and letting everybody know, hey, I'm not doing too well, and I need to take a day to myself, or I want to try something new. That helps me. And I don't really talk to people much. I don't, I've said this before, I live alone. I don't really have anybody to socialize with much, and so talking into a microphone for people to listen to, everyone who's listening to this, you're a friend to me. You get to hear me being as true as I can be. And yeah, I do talk to a few people, but they all live around the world. And, not a lot of them actually listen to this podcast. That's not here or there. But, I care about people. I care about people's mental health because I know how much that is important. Because if you're not doing well, don't force something that's, not there. And I don't know what's coming next. I don't know what's next for me. And I'm going to do my best. And I have ideas, I have things that I want to do. But that takes time and effort. And I'm a firm believer as take one step at a time. And there's not a lot of people who believe in me. But you, the person who's listening to this, thank you for whatever reason it may be. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. I'm very humble and grateful for you taking time out of your busy life to listen to me, no matter where you are in the world. And that means a lot to me. It really does. And this journey has been very interesting, very it's been a journey. And I'm sorry I'm not more interesting. I'm sorry that there's a lot of faults, and but when I started this, when I started this podcast, I wanted it to be pure, and I wanted it to be me. I'm not, if you talk to me in real life, I'm, I do ramble a lot, and I do have issues that I will try and tell you, but, I'm not an edited person, as in the long pauses, the nerds, the talking in circles. That's me. And it being Saturday morning, just before it goes live, this is how I do things every single week. So I'm proud that it's Saturday. Even if it's a Wednesday, it's a Saturday. And into talk into this microphone and and project and whatever my mind goes. And I've been trying to think of what today's episode would be, because it's very special to me. Very exciting that I've done something for a year. 52 weeks. That is, to me, that is an accomplishment that I never thought I would ever see. Because I will bring up new tasks and try to do things and then fizzle out and then try and pick it up again, and but this, I'm happy, and that's a great deal of an accomplishment that I give myself a pat on my back. And and I being vulnerable and just putting myself out there and talking about things that I have talked about, that's something that will mean a lot to me, and I'm grateful that I've had the opportunity, and I don't know what comes next. But this is the last episode of season 1. Season 2 may start next week. But right now I'm grateful that I've lasted a year. Being motivated, having goals, and there's a lot of things that I want to achieve and want to do. I don't know if they're attainable, but I'm gonna try. And I'm talking about everything, because it means a lot to me, and this is a special episode to me. And I'm going to talk about the highs and lows. Some of the lows that I've dealt with were the days where I was so depressed, where I didn't want to do anything. And, I'm going to be honest, today was a day where I did not want to wake up. And I'm like, I don't want to wake up. I don't want to do anything. And, being at 8:40 in the morning, I'm like, I need to force myself up. And I want to record this. And normally I try and figure out what it's going to be. But I don't got that time. I don't got that luxury. As I am kind of late trying to get myself up, do my daily routine. And I'm like, well, I want to do this because I've been looking forward to this for a few weeks now. And I'm very proud, and I don't know how, but I think tonight I'm going to celebrate after this goes live, in just a little bit of time for me, because I record it, have to do a few things, and then it goes live, and to me that means a lot to me. It's not easy. It's hard work, and I'm very. It does. It means a lot to me. For myself to find something and stick with it. Because there's a lot of things that I've picked up that I've just, for some reason, the interest faded away. And being the person who I am, the person who I want to be, this has been a good step for me. And trying to help other people, and putting it out there almost every single week of, hey, if you're not in the right place, seek somebody out, talk to them, or if you're trying to learn, whatever it may be, thank you. And I don't know why, but I do look at my analytics, and some of my favorite episodes are the least listened to episodes. And it's not much. I'm going to be honest. There's not a lot of people who listen to this podcast. There's a few, but there is the best episode that I've done was the Gran Turismo 7 episode. And it's still under 100 listens, but that's the best episode that I've done. And that's just naturally. There's no promoting, or because that kind of stuff is hard on me, and I do think I'm not good enough. I don't deserve things, and I get hard on myself, and I don't. It's hard to put myself out there. Oh, hey, listen to me. Or, hey, if you want, you can support me. Go here. I've tried that, and, I felt weird because, in the back of my mind, or what I've been told my entire life, that, I don't deserve good things. Good things will never happen to me. And, there's, I've heard that a lot in my life. And, sometimes I believe it, and sometimes, I go, I do deserve good things. And so some of those traumas, some of those things, they can ruin my entire day. And I get frustrated. I get choked up a lot, and being honest. And I try and be the best person that I can be. And spread as much positivity as I can. And but at the same time, I am me. I'm somebody who wants everybody to be the best that they can be. And sometimes I can lose focus on, goals, and, in my personal life, there's things where my mind, has a few things where it will pick a few things and go, I don't like this. I don't like that. Excuse me, I need to cough. My apologies. But I'm doing the best that I can, and I'm very grateful. I really am. and I've done this for a year, and I can't thank anybody enough except you, the listener. Thank you, and I'm trying really hard to keep my emotions, but I know that's going to be impossible because I'm a very emotional person. I've always been, and I have my good days and I have my bad days, and I want to thank everybody for joining my journey. And as one season ends, hopefully a second season, whatever it may be, will continue. There's many ways that you can reach out to me. I thank you. I think my information is still somewhere on the earlier episodes. I don't check emails much. I do apologize. But that's the thing. I don't really use social media. I think there's a Twitter out there. But at the same time, I'm grateful for the stuff that I've done this year. 52 weeks, 52 episodes of a lot of effort, and I've done so much, especially battling depression and telling me, hey, I need to hit record. I need to talk into my microphone. And then, that's, normally I would beat myself up. And then it's like, okay, I don't want to do this again. And it will fade away into the unknown. But I feel like I'm grateful, and I have the goal that I did 1 year. I had 1 year. And I'm deep down, I want to do a second season. I want to continue this, but I'm going to be honest, I don't know. It may happen. It may be on a different different release schedule. But again, I won't know until next week. And my mind is like, this is the first time that, I'm really thinking about this, because, I need to figure out what I want. And I do care about the feedback. But I do want to continue this journey. Because it's very helpful and very therapeutic for me. But I don't know. And I know I know deep down in my heart I want to continue. And I don't know. But we will see. I have plans, I have ideas, And even just talking, doing a daily ramble, a weekly update, or doing what I have been doing, just being me. Because this is me coping with life. So even if, I just continue doing what I'm doing, I'll be happy. And I will think about it. I'm gonna do what I don't really do much, but I'm gonna celebrate tonight. I'm going, and I really hope tonight I will understand more, and I want, I want to take a day to think, but I'm gonna do what's best for me, and I want to continue, and I probably will, but I need to take a day to reflect and just do large thinking, and I don't do that enough. I don't. And sometimes I get discouraged. Sometimes, I just I get to the point where I don't know. And it's hard. It really is. But I'm smiling, and thank you so much for a wonderful journey. And deep down, I want to say I'll see you next week. But I don't know. And maybe things happen where I still need this, and maybe people still need this, and that means a lot to me. But when you battle depression and you hear people, or you read texts from people who discourage you, and that does weigh a lot on somebody. That you're not enough, that you'll never be enough, and that people don't care, that Scott, you're a loser, that why even try, that stuff weighs heavy on one's soul. And where I'm trying to be so positive and so happy, just the last few hours, the last couple days, it's been rough, that I'm trying to be proud of me, proud of what I've done, what I've been able to accomplish. And there's people that take the happiness away. They dim your light. And it hurts. It really does. And to the point where I'm unsure of where I want to go. And I want to thank each and every one of you so much for being here every single week. And wherever you may be in the world, I love you. And I can't thank each and every one of you enough. Absolutely. You are all amazing people. No matter what you've been through in your life, the good, the bad. And I hope your dreams come true. And, I hope my dreams come true. But I'm not that lucky. And that's okay. Because I'm me. And I got to do what's best for me. And that takes so much effort. Because as of right now, I don't know what's best for me. I'm going to celebrate tonight. That is something that I'm going to do. That's something that I want to do for me, even though it's going to just be me alone, probably having a beer, which I don't really drink much. But even if it's just for me, I want to do something special for me, because I need to realize deep down that I've just done something that I don't think I've ever accomplished in my life. And that's doing something that I've been passionate about, the good days, the bad days, for a year. And I'm very grateful. And I hope everybody has a wonderful day. I hope everybody has a wonderful week. And as it is Saturday, one of my favorite days of the year. I like Saturdays. Let's talk about that, So everybody hears that, I like Saturdays. Well, it stemmed from, when I was a little kid, I always liked Saturdays, I didn't have to go to school. There was Saturday morning cartoons. There was sports. Going to a park, doing. I really didn't get to go to malls. Nobody really wanted to hang out with me when I was a kid. Nobody wants to hang out with me as an adult either, so nothing's really changed. But to me, Saturdays is, I don't know why, but Saturdays is a happy place. And I'm glad that I got to share a happy place with you all. And I'm just, it means a lot that you listening to this every single week for the past year. That means so much to me. And I'm just, the gratitude is amazing, because I can't appreciate, all that I can say is thank you. Words are not my friend. Words are hard. But for me, doing a year has been amazing, and the highs and lows, and sometimes the stuff that I've talked about have been very helpful, and it does go a lot. And thank you for listening. And this episode is getting a little long as well. But being my, year anniversary of this podcast, happy birthday, Coping with Life. That's a major accomplishment. I need to be proud of myself that I did it, and hopefully I continue this. I need to, obviously I need to go and have a good cry, because I'm very emotional, because I try really hard not to be emotional, because I don't know if, I can be clear, but I'm me, and I will forever be me, and I will say my opinions even though I may be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I do apologize. And I want to thank each and every one of you, and hopefully I'll see you next week. But I love you all. I'm going to wrap up this amazing 50-second episode. 50-second episode. My mind cloud. Anyway, I hope everybody in your life is doing well. Tell them that you love them and you care about them, and they may be going through a hard time, and be grateful for the people in your life, because you never know when they're not going to be there, and you won't be able to talk to them. And that weighs heavy on a lot of people. So be grateful for the people who's in your life, while they're in your lives. And, do something good for somebody. Do something good for yourself. Know that you are amazing, and whatever you did today, whatever you did tomorrow, what you will do, yes, I have that backwards. Whatever you're doing today, did yesterday, or will do tomorrow, I hope they turn out fantastic. I hope you continue. I hope you continue chasing your dreams. And I hope you lift people up, not tear them down. There's too much negativity in life to add more negativity. So with that said, love everybody in your life. Know that I love each and every one of you. I care so much. And until next time, this has been the end of the first season of Coping with Life. What a ride. I'm thank you so much. I love you all. And hopefully there's a season 2. I bid you all, first of all, before I end on that, I love you all. Thank you. But I bid you adieu.